Inflation affects all of us, whether we realize it or not. It is a phenomenon that occurs when the general price level of goods and services in an economy rises over time, causing the purchasing power of money to fall. In the Eurozone, inflation has become a serious issue that has dominated headlines for months. So why should we care about the Eurozone inflation crisis, and what does it mean for us as individuals and as a society? Well, for starters, the Eurozone is a major player in the global economy, and any economic instability in the region can have ripple effects that are felt around the world. If the Eurozone were to experience a major economic crisis, it could lead to a global recession, affecting businesses, investors, and consumers alike. The Eurozone is a monetary union comprised of 19 European nations that use the euro as their common currency. This includes, among other things, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain. The Eurozone's goal was to create a more integrated and stable economic bloc capable of competing with other major economies around the world. Causes of the inflation crisis. So, basically, the inflation crisis is caused by a bunch of different things. Firstly, there are a lot of countries in the Eurozone, and they all have their own ideas about how to handle the economy. This has resulted in some countries recovering faster than others, and it's all a bit of a mess. For example, Germany is often considered the powerhouse of the Eurozone, with a very strong economy and relatively low unemployment rates. Meanwhile, Greece has struggled for years with high levels of debt and unemployment, and it's still recovering from its debt crisis a few years back. Secondly, the European Central Bank, ECB, has been keeping interest rates super low to try and encourage economic growth. The drawback of this is that it has greatly increased inflation. It has two edges, somewhat like a sword. Because they make borrowing less expensive and encourage spending, low interest rates can be advantageous for both businesses and consumers. However, because more people have money to spend and because there is a greater demand for goods and services, it can also cause inflation. Finally, there are some external factors at play too. The pandemic has caused a lot of problems with supply chains, and that's driving up the cost of goods. Plus, there are some rising commodity prices that are adding to the problem too. Like and subscribe if you want to explore the economy. Consequences of the inflation crisis. You may be wondering what any of this means to you right now. Your money won't go as far as it once did, which is one major effect of the inflation crisis. In essence, costs are rising across the board, but wages may not be keeping pace. For example, let's say you usually spend $100 a week on groceries, but now, because of inflation, those same groceries might cost you $110 or $120. If your wages aren't increasing at the same rate, then you're going to feel the pinch. There are additionally some other effects. For everyone involved, the inflation crisis may result in a great deal of economic uncertainty and instability. Additionally, it may lead to some political and social tensions within the Eurozone. For example, some countries might feel like they're being unfairly burdened with the costs of the inflation crisis, while others might feel like they're not getting enough support. This can lead to disagreements and even conflict between countries. The future of Eurozone. So, what's going to happen now? Well, there are a few things that could be done to try and fix the inflation crisis. Firstly, the ECB could raise interest rates to try and slow down spending and bring inflation under control. But that could also hurt the economy in other ways. Borrowing money may become more expensive as interest rates rise, which may deter businesses and consumers from making purchases. As a result, the economy may grow more slowly and the unemployment rate may rise. There's also talk of better coordination between the different countries in the Eurozone. And there are some structural reforms that could be made to help make the Eurozone more stable and resilient in the long term. It won't be simple to put these solutions into practice, though. There are numerous political and economic difficulties that must be resolved. For instance, some nations might be reluctant to give up their independence or consent to a fiscal policy that is more unified. In the end, I think the best way forward is for the Eurozone countries to work together to find solutions that benefit everyone. It's going to be a challenging road, but I believe that with the right leadership and cooperation, we can overcome this crisis and emerge stronger than ever before. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.